My attention was drawn to the spots on my chest when I was in my bath, singing, if I remember rightly, the Toreador song from the opera Carmen. They were pink in colour, rather like the first faint flush of dawn, and I viewed them with concern. I am not a fussy man, but I do object to being freckled like a pard, as I once heard Jeeves describe it, a pard, I take it, being something in the order of one of those dogs beginning with D. "Jeeves," I said at the breakfast table, "I've got spots on my chest."
"Indeed, sir."
"Pink."
"Indeed, sir."
"I don't like them."
"A very understandable prejudice, sir. Might I inquire if they itch?"
"Sort of."
"I would not advocate scratching them."
"I disagree with you. You have to take a firm line with spots. Remember what the poet said?"
"Sir?"
"The poet Ogden Nash, the poem he wrote defending the practice of scratching. Who was Barbara Frietchie, Jeeves?"
"A lady of some prominence in the American War between the States, sir."
"A woman of strong character? One you could rely on?"
"So I have always understood, sir."
"Well, here's what the poet Nash wrote. I'm greatly attached to Barbara Frietchie. I bet she scratched when she was itchy. But I shall not be content with scratching. I shall place myself in the hands of a competent doctor."
"A very prudent decision, sir."
The trouble was that, except for measles when I was just starting out, I've always been so fit that I didn't know any doctors. Then I remembered that my American pal, Tipton Plimsoll, with whom I had been dining last night to celebrate his betrothal to Veronica, only daughter of Colonel and Lady Hermione Wedge of Blandings Castle, Shropshire, had mentioned one who had once done him a bit of good. I went to the telephone to get his name and address. Tipton did not answer my ring immediately, and when he did, it was to reproach me for waking him at daybreak. But after he had got this off his chest, and I had turned the conversation to mine, he was most helpful. It was with the information I wanted that I returned to Jeeves. "I've just been talking to Mr. Plimsoll, Jeeves, and everything is straight now. He bids me lose no time in establishing contact with a medico of the name of E. Jimpson Murgatroyd. He says if I want a sunny practitioner who will prod me in the ribs with his stethoscope and tell me an anecdote about two Irishmen named Pat and Mike, and then another about two Scotsmen named Mac and Sandy, E. Jimpson is not my man. But if what I'm after is someone to cure my spots, he unquestionably is, as he knows his spots from A to Z and has been treating them since he was so high. It seems that Tipton had the same trouble not long ago, and Murgatroyd fixed him up in no time. So while I'm getting out of these clothes into something more spectacular, will you give him a buzz and make an appointment?" When I had doffed the sweater and flannels in which I had breakfasted, Jeeves informed me that E. Jimpson could see me at 11, and I thanked him and asked him to tell the garage to send the car round at 10:45.